day 1 was?
Yes.
What?
Light.
Light, that's right. Do you remember what day 2 was?
Sky.
You're right, sky. Do you remember what day 3 was?
Earth.
Earth, sorta. That was day 3 was he separated the water from the land, remember? And today is day 4.
He created the moon.
I don't know. Let's see. It says to look in Genesis. Do you know where Genesis is?
No.
Genesis is the first book in the Bible, okay? And Genesis is in the Old Testament, all right?
Mhm.
And it says, look in Genesis chapter 1, verses 14 through 19. I'm going to read it, okay? Don't play with your planets yet, and then we'll talk about them in a few minutes. That's going to be our craft.
Why are these strings on them?
Oh, we'll see. It's going to be fun, okay? Then God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons and days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth. And it was so. Then God made the 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day. What do you think that would be? The biggest light. What's the biggest thing in the sky during the day?
The sun.
The sun, you're right. And the lesser light to rule the night. What do you think is the smaller light that's out at night?
The moon. The moon.
You're right, the moon. And he made the stars also. God set them in the firmament of the heavens. That means he put them in the sky to give light on the earth and to rule over the day and over the night and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the 4th day. So what was day 1?
Light.
Light. And what was day 2?
Water.
Sky, right?
Yeah.
God separated the waters from the water. So he made the oceans separated from the clouds up above, right?
Yep.
So he made the sky. What was day 3? He separated the water from the land. And what did he make? What did we find inside our pumpkins?
Seeds.
Seeds. You're right, he made seeds. And so today, what do you think we're going to make out of these? Planets. You think we might make the moon?
I'm gonna make the moon.
You could make the moon. And you know what we're going to do when it gets dark, which it's not dark yet, but when it gets dark, I have glow sticks to put inside them.
Oh, this
And
is
we're going to have a planet parade.
Oh.
And it's going to be cool, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I'm gonna color Neptune. It's gonna
Let's
take a lot
see.
of water.
Says, wait a minute, I thought God created light on the first day of creation. He did, you're right, he did. These are specific lights that he created, the stars and the moon and the sun. It says, let them separate the day from the night. Oh, that's why God needed us to know the difference between the day and the night. Can you tell the difference between the day and the night?
The night is when it's all dark and you can't see. And
You're
the
right.
day is when everybody can see and not bump into things.
You're right. Everybody can see and not bump into things because what's out in the day?
Sun!
The sun, you're right. And what's out in the night?
The moon.
The moon, you're right. This says, let them serve as signs to mark off the seasons and the days and the years. You ever notice that the moon looks like it's different shapes? Some nights it's really skinny and some nights it's a big, huge, round moon.
Oh, yes! When the moon, it's actually, sometimes it actually is gone. It
You're
looks
right.
like it's gone,
You can't
but
see
it
it.
isn't full yet.
You're right, it's not full yet.
First it gets half full.
Yep.
Then it gets turns into this.
You're right, it gets to be a full moon. You're
No,
right.
first it's like that skinny.
Right.
And then it gets bigger,
Bigger,
and bigger,
bigger,
and
bigger.
bigger, and
Yeah.
so it turns into
Yeah. You're right. Do you know that that actually marks time and the seasons? It does. God made the lights to give light to the entire earth. He made the larger light, which is the sun, to rule over the day, and he made the smaller light to rule over the night. What did God make today? On day 4, what was it?
Water.
Don't press too hard. You don't want to make another hole. No, on day 4 it was, what are we making right now?
Seeds.
The moon and the stars and the sun, right? Can you even imagine a world where there wasn't a sun, where it was all darkness? That would be terrible. He didn't just make the sun and the moon, he made the stars too. Why do you think he made the moon and the stars for night?
Because it was super dark.
It was dark. Do you ever see how pretty the stars look at night?
Yeah, I always
Maybe
look,
tonight, while we're having our planet parade, we can look at the stars.
you know, and look at constellations.
Just a minute.
My dad and me
Yeah.
saw a planet.
You saw a planet? Wow, sometimes it's clear enough, isn't it?
And one time, me and my dad saw a UFO.
A UFO?
Uh-huh.
What's a
It was-
UFO?
A UFO is an unidentified flying object
You
from
saw
outer space.
you saw a UFO?
Uh-huh.
For
It was-
real?
It was a blinking little circle.
Oh, wow.
And then sometimes he thinks it's a UFO,
Yeah.
and then it's a plane.
And sometimes it's just a plane, yep.
And one time
I don't know why God made a big light during the day and the moon with little lights and little stars at
stretch
night.
your days and so you can see in the day.
Could be, yeah. I don't really know why, but he thought it was a good idea because he said, and God saw.
If there was no sun, we won't be able to see anything.
You're right. God saw that it was good, and there was evening, and there was morning, and it was day 4. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, you know that the moon is so dry? It's like a gigantic desert with no water.
The moon is so dry, it's like a gigantic desert with no water.
Yes.
There's no water on the moon?
No.
Oh,
All there is dust, rock, and rocks.
oh, you know what we're going to have later?
What?
We're going to have moon rock cookies. What do you
And
think a moon rock cookie tastes like?
We're gonna eat space.
No. You know what? I wonder if, do you think anybody's ever been on the
What
moon?
if- A lot of people have been on the moon.
Oh,
You know what else the Earth has?
what?
North, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, and Australia.
You're right. Those are the continents. Remember, there was
And
7
where
continents.
foreigners live. And
Remember, there was
penguins.
7 continents and 7 seas. When God separated the water from the land, he made 7 continents and 7 seas. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, you also know that she's got lots and lots of water all over
Yeah.
it, and
Did you know that there in the Bible, in Genesis, it tells us there's 7 days of creation. Well, actually, there's 6 that God created things. And then on the 7th day, what did God do on the 7th day? What? He
what?
He
Moon.
He rested.
He rested on the 7th day because it was perfectly finished.
Have
Just
you
one
ever
minute.
heard of the Earth's crust?
I have heard of the Earth's crust.
The
yes.
Earth's crust, in the core of the Earth, there's a lava pool.
A
And in
lava pool?
And then the second core, there's a kind of like goopy stuff.
Ew, goopy stuff?
The goopy,
Goopy Earth stuff?
goopy, this liquid lava
Yeah.
that isn't actually lava.
Wow.
And then the Earth's crust
What?
cools down
Right.
the Earth so the Earth doesn't overheat.
Oh my. So when we're done coloring these, we're going to find sticks and we're going to tie them to our sticks, and then when it's dark outside, we're going to put glow sticks inside them. We're going to use these glow sticks later when it's dark outside, but we don't want to make them glow now though, because if we make them glow now, they'll be done by the time it's dark. We're going to wait till dark. While you guys are coloring, I'm going to just read over these verses, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to start at day 1, and we're going to see if we can remember. It's okay. Don't worry. Well, just do it very carefully. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Remember what hovering meant? Hovering, right?
Did you know
Like
that?
a drone.
Hovering, yep, like a drone. And then God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. Then God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. That was the sky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thus God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And that was the oceans and the clouds. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Then God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And then God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit, according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth. And it was so. Remember the pumpkins?
Mm-hmm.
That was, we had pumpkin seeds inside the pumpkins, right? Or you have apple seeds inside an apple. You can't get a cucumber out of a pumpkin, can you?
No. Do you know how I thought God got your prayers?
How did you think
I
God got our
thought-
prayers?
I thought that a letter turned up in the sky,
You
and
did.
then that was your prayer.
Oh my. Do you know that God hears your prayers? Because he hears everything.
I had no idea.
Yeah, you don't have to send God a letter. Okay, let me finish reading. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seeds according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the third day. And now we're on day 4. Then God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven. Remember, that's the sky. So let there be lights in the sky, divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light to the earth. And it was so. Then God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the 4th day. That's very cool, isn't it? You remember what is the difference between making and creating?
Making is like crafting and things.
You're right. What are you
And
doing now?
Creating is making nothing, is making something out of nothing.
You're right. So what are you doing right now? Are you making or creating?
Making.
Bacon.
You're making because why? You have something, right?
Yeah.
I brought you something to use to make something out of. But God, he just did it by what?
His power.
His power. But what did he do? How did he make all these things? Or how did he create all these things?
Because
He used his
brain.
He used his
Power.
words. It was God's spoken words. How's yours coming?
Good, my planet is in orbit.
Your planet is in orbit? Good. Very nice. Okay, you guys are doing a really good job.
Look, it's the moon.
It does look just like the moon.